Banners of Ruin is a dungeon crawler, deck builder with RPG elements and an interesting twist by introducing heroes. If you're a furry, you may like this too. Hey everyone, Thyworm here with a short first impressions video about this card game. Not something I normally cover, I know, but I've played my fair share of these games. I tend to enjoy them and Banners of Ruins didn't disappoint. The concept is pretty simple. You build a deck while crawling through a city from hideout to hideout. You fight battles, gain florins, gain new cards, you get to remove cards as well, and the monsters become more and more difficult. Very much like other games in the genre, but there is a twist. In this case, heroes. You start off with 2 heroes, they're all animals by the way, and those heroes have a class, warrior, rogue or priest, and come with a piece of armor and a weapon. Those items decide your starting armor and some of your skill cards. Your heroes level up as well, and every time they gain a level, you get to increase their stats and pick a new talent. There are 2 stats, stamina, the yellow number, and will, the blue number. Most cards just cost stamina, but some, the more special, more effective ones, cost will as well. Stamina regenerates each turn during battles, will does not, so you have to use it well. The talents you pick vary from defensive buffs, healing, or various poisonous attacks, just to name a few. Especially the poisons I found pretty decent. When I started playing, I got my ass handed to me the first couple of times. I encountered a bunch of elites and got absolutely slaughtered. It wasn't even close. The second run I bought a lot of cards along the way, and when I ended up at the tavern where you can hire new heroes, I had no money left. That is a huge problem I discovered, because at some point you're fighting against 6 enemies, and if you're still with just 2 guys, that's not going to work. So I died again. The third time is the charm, and I maneuvered my way like an agile little mouse through the back alleys, picking my fights carefully, healing my party in time, avoiding the elites, and saving up money for the tavern at the end. I knew by now most of the outcomes of events and was hardly ever surprised anymore, which allowed me to make strategic choices. I was also trying to not dilute my deck too much and be sure to incorporate a lot of draw, so I could cycle through the deck and fight cards that would allow me to win the fights. My heroes leveled up, specialized in poison, and once I reached the tavern I was able to hire 2 new recruits. With a party of 4 I went into the second zone. If you play it right, the game keeps scaling and becomes progressively more difficult, and as a result I didn't really encounter a single fight that was easy. You simply don't have a lot of health and armor, and you really need to look at the enemies, their incoming attacks, and decide how you're going to avoid taking damage. Healing opportunities are few, and you're not guaranteed a healer in your party either, so health is a scarce and rare commodity. Slowly but surely I became stronger and stronger, hired more members, and finally was able to defeat the game with a party of 6. The last fight still wasn't easy. It took me around 3 hours to finish a single run as well, which is pretty hefty. You can quit anytime, fortunately, and the game will save your progress. There's quite a bit of replayability, I would say, because the cards, the fights, the heroes and the events are all RNG. This time I ended up with a strong poison composition, but I'm sure there are other ways to win as well. You can go lone wolf with cards that specifically benefit you if you're alone. You can also go for a counter strategy where you deal damage when you take damage. There are quite some options. After a run you earn tokens with which you can unlock more perks and cards for even more deck building and character building. I got a key from the devs, and if I accept those keys I usually check it out. And I really don't cover all the games I get a key for, but this one seemed interesting. Started up 1 game yesterday and I already have played 8 hours. Good stuff. The game is 15 euros, which seems like a really fair price to me. The early access notes from the devs are the usual stuff. Those messages are always really the same, and because of that rather meaningless. But in this case it's not hard to see how this game would become better over time with more perks, cards, characters, weapons, zones and all that. But just to be clear, this game offers already a lot of content and it has a lot of depth and strategic options. It's off to a great start. It's very playable. It doesn't feel like early access, to be honest, and if you're interested in this type of game, check it out. I think you'll like it. I hope you enjoyed the small video, ladies and gents. Thanks so much for watching and making it to the end. See you soon. Bye bye.